Warning: the Chaotic Culture Podcast is a program for mature audiences. The language and content presented in this podcast is of a mature nature that some audiences may not find suitable. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Embrace the culture, blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off for O, like the cover Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge. But it's a celebration, times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is elevated. This podcast will once again deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts: finances, music, black business highlights, home ownership, college, sports, black nerddom, all that and everything in between. If you joined us for the last episode, of course, that was the episode with myself and Panda the Don from Worst Generation Pod. Hey, it's all good, bro. It's all good. But yeah. We definitely had a very, very deep discussion on the last episode, and I hope you got a chance to tune into it. It is really, really important that you listen, and if you haven't, go back and listen to it. Obviously, for obvious reasons, I think it's very pertinent that we all listen to what was said. So that being said, today's pod is going to be fun since last week was kind of serious. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody. Of course, live from the 7-5, I am the host and creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Your boy Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Cutlass Diamond, a.k.a.
Wondering cause if not, don't be pushing on my buttons in my cutlass unless you cut.
Panda's favorite toxic adjacent king, a.k.a. Denizen of the Shadow Realm, a.k.a. Noop Cybot, the Wraith of the Nether Realm. 843 is me, but VA is where I stay. Always chaotic, never toxic in most cases. Doing it big once again. Added some stuff to the intro, you know. Like I'm saying, I'm just being silly today. I'm having fun. We over here, we drinking. We got Crown Apple on deck.
Sir.
Yeah, so we about to have a good night tonight. I don't have to work in the morning, so it is what it is. Let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the crew of the pod. Actually, this week going to start with my boy Law. Go ahead and introduce yourself, good sir.
What's going on, party people? It's Law, a.k.a. Lawrence, a.k.a. Schmurder, a.k.a. Last man standing to those that it applies. More life. Libra Gang is the season. We out here.
Indeed. And to the first lady of the pod, Miss Nasa.
Y'all already know what's good. Welcome to the station. My name is Nasa, and if you don't know, now you know, a.k.a. Tony Noir, the female Picasso. Good vibes only. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Hey,
Doing good.
If I could get this whole insomnia situation together, I'll be great.
Okay.
Hey, man, my boy got insomnia this week, man. Hey, you're not the only one that's been dealing with some shit this week, bro, because these last couple of days, I've been getting some sleep, but I've had a dream about my granddad the past 2 nights, and it's just been affecting me at work. I'm just like, bro, I can't focus because I'm sitting here. It's clear that I'm still grieving, so it hit us at different times. It hit my brother last night, too. We was just talking about it, like, bro, he came to us at the same time, man.
I was gonna say he just reaching out to you, man.
Yeah.
Usually when you have stuff that like affect you like that midday and it's just real emotional, it's whatever that you know that placehold has on you. So that was just your grandfather reaching out to you, letting you know that
You good.
yeah. You know he understands that you know that you sad, but he's with you in spirit, literally.
literally.
But like, not to cut you off, but they said that like from October to November, this is the time where like spirits and beings and entities like they really like reach out and affect you. So like it's very, very possible that he was reaching out to talk to you.
I don't doubt it. I don't, man. There's a reason why this month has been labeled as spooky season, but more so because of the historic facts behind that the holiday of Hallows Eve and things of that nature. If you know the history about it, I definitely suggest that you look it up. Not the perverted Christian
Version.
Yeah, the version. Yes.
Talking about all the Witcher stuff and all that.
Yeah, and whatnot. I know everybody will talk about their Hallelujah days and whatnot, but just if you actually look up the holiday and how the Catholics had celebrated, you would understand where this holiday comes from, and even before the Catholics. So
it was almost like a pre Thanksgiving party, essentially. Like you're welcoming in the fall and getting, you know, like ready to feast, essentially.
Well. So with that, other than that, that's just pretty much been my midweek checkup. Nothing new has happened. Same old. I just got finished doing an episode with Panda, and obviously Homecoming was the week prior, and it was abysmal. But I mean, it is what it is. I still made the most of it, but yeah, it definitely was not the same. So hopefully next year it'll be back to normal. Hopefully. As I said, if people act right. But
fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Get vaccinated.
Yeah, that too. And on top of the fact that we're going to have, allegedly going to have new leadership at Hampton. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this will be interesting, indeed.
What about you, Nasa? What's going on?
Not much. Just, working, being an adult.
Working day and night.
Just had a recent performance at City Fest, which was really cool. It felt good getting back, like, performing. Like, getting back. I mean, like, the last performance that I had was when I went back home with my brother. But, that was really fun. So that just kind of gave me the little drive. And, we on the road to therapy. And I'm a little nervous. But I'm excited at the same time because I know that, it's going to benefit me in being the woman that I am.
On some real... Therapy is your full transparency moment. You can be raw, you can be real, you can be unadulterated, and it's not going to be any judgment.
It's not going to be any judgment. And, I had just really gotten to a point where I didn't want to hear any type of subjective advice.
And, like, the first couple sessions, she's going to be like, so what's going on?
Right.
And then you're going to be like, well, I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. And then she's going to be like, well, how does that make you feel? And it's going to piss you off. You're going to be mad. But then you realize, okay, she's building upon these questions.
Building a foundation. And so, like, it's definitely, I've thought about it today because I, finished everything that needed to be done in regards to the appointment. But, I'm a little anxious and a little nervous, but I know that it's good. Like, and the whole purpose of therapy is not to use it as a crutch, not to use it as, something's wrong with me. It should really just be a guidance on trying to heal yourself from past traumas because, like, that shit's real.
Yeah.
That shit's real.
Absolutely.
Like, now that we're adults, we probably have had to unlearn things that our parents taught us and try to get a sense of self to try to make us whole. But, like,
can I give you a mind explosion moment?
Mind explosion? Yes.
So I was talking with Dorian, and he's on his road with like teaching and music, and he has a lot of big things coming out on his end. And I basically explained it was just like when you think about it, every time you have a birthday, you starting over from your first decade. So like last week I just celebrated a birthday. I turned 25. I'm back at 5. I'm 5 years old again, just in another decade, So, I say all that to say, like, just remember that we are always learning and having to relearn. And so, like I said, I'm at 5, but just in the second decade or third decade, technically. But
I feel like with that, like when we, when you put it like that, like I get what you're saying, but do you really feel like you're still at that 5 age or that 5 mentality? Because like each age, like I feel it's more so like each year you have, you're in a different season.
Oh, definitely. I will not say that I am 5 in my mindset, but when it comes to like my outlook upon the world, in situations, it does feel like I'm 5 again or 15. There's a lot of uncertainty that I've dealt with, and it's just been me either addressing it or just kind of pushing it off to the side until it refaces again. So, that's a solid question.
And I just don't want to get to. Personally, I feel like people shouldn't get to the point where we're constantly having to subside how we feel, or push aside stuff, or pretty much not be direct in certain situations, and then try to make up scenarios to try to get that gain back. Like that's not necessary.
Shouldn't have to try to find contingency plans based upon
traumas. Like
No, absolutely.
That's real.
Based on traumas, like that's not it. So,
speaking of which, I've also decided to, seek therapy, especially in this time and in this moment, with my family and with me going through grief and whatnot. I figured, okay, now is the perfect time for me to actually seek counseling. So, I did sign up for the counseling website. I found a couple of matches here. This has been within the last 24 hours, so I haven't made a decision on who I want to speak to as far as a therapist just yet, but they've got a couple of matches. A black woman and a black man were both of my matches here, so I'm going to seek help. Well, not help, obviously, but it's to seek counseling and to get the therapy that is needed, especially during the season, especially with me being 30 now. It's like I've noticed, as you guys have said, it's a changing season for me, and this is a new phase of life and a new phase of adulthood. So it's like I've got to figure out and manage the crazy parts of my situation, and hopefully with their help I'll be able to get to new stages in life and hopefully be able to get some clarification there. So
I was gonna say, because if we're going back to what I said earlier, you just got rebirthed. You rebirthed into a new decade, a new life. You know what I'm saying? Well, not new life, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, when you're pursuing therapy, do you want a male therapist or a female therapist?
Honestly, I have no preference. I said as long as they were both black, I was cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of, even if I have to go to both and then find out which one better suits me, that's fine. Because I definitely want to make sure that I'm making the right decision and finding the right therapist for me.
Right.
But I don't have a preference on the black woman or the black man. So
see, well, the therapist that I'm going to be going to, when I made the call to actually like get into therapy, like the lady asked me, she was like, would you like a male therapist or a female therapist? I was just like, at the moment I think I'll go with a female therapist. But like for me, I think it's just more so just like, okay, if I could deal with a female therapist and get the gist of what she's saying, I can also get a perspective of a male therapist and get what he's saying. So there's really no preference. It's just like, I think like at the moment I need a female's perspective.
Okay, yeah, you need
that's what I was gonna say
for that moment.
And
whenever you're seeking
it's more so like
counseling. Definitely always go to what is going to best suit you and make you feel comfortable. When I actually was going, I started out with 2. The first one wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. And I was just like, I found myself, like I said, getting kind of upset because I'm just like, I'm coming to you for help, and it just seems like you're just letting me do the talking. And I mean, part of it is you doing the talking so that you can come to that realization. But when you get to a point and you're 4 or 5 weeks in and you still feel the same way,
Yeah,
you're just like,
yeah.
let me go to someone else. And then I came to my second one.
Then it's just real clinical at that point. Like, it's just like, this is just a checkup. Like, this is nothing more than a checkup.
Yeah.
That's real. All right. So with that, before we get into these questions that we are fielding from our audience here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of the game. Instead of Smash, Pass, or Trash, it's going to be Hit, Mid, or Miss. So,
Hit, mid, or miss.
yeah, in this case, we're going to, for those who don't know the game, how we used to play it back in Season 2, pretty much we discuss anything that we have watched lately. And, of course, we rate it on whether it's a hit or lit in this case, or whether it's mid, or whether it's a miss. So, for starters, the last week or so, I've been watching Squid Game.
Lit.
It's absolutely lit.
Oh my god!
Absolutely
That first
lit.
game, it ruined the idea. Bro. Like, for me, the first episode, oh my gosh, because that was a childhood favorite.
Oh yeah.
In school.
Red light, green light, hell yeah! Like that was literally like.
If they did, for me, if they did capture the flag, it was either capture the flag or capture the ball.
Season 2.
See, capture the flag.
If
My-
it
boy.
capture the flag,
If it was capture the flag, I would have been like,
flag was crucial.
You know, somebody
yeah.
said that they should try musical chairs, and I'm thinking like all the like messed up ways that they could turn
Oh my
musical
goodness.
chairs. Imagine you sit down on a chair and it's the wrong chair and that joint blow up.
yeah,
Songs on it.
or you miss a chair and it's just like,
Pitfall.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? So like
that shit
they
is
could take and
crazy.
spin that in so many different ways. But like I like the fact that, well, spoiler alert, that at the end the games were on the wall. If you like I
paid
didn't pay
attention.
attention until probably the dinner when they were sitting down eating. Say, I'm like, why are they giving them the steak? And they just had to, you know what I'm saying, take out half the majority of the plates, and it's on the walls.
On
I'm
the
just
wall,
like,
yep.
dang, had they just paid attention.
they would have known.
Yeah, man.
He gave him the clues.
On the game? Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's why at the end, when Sang-woo and Ji-hoon,
That
I
boy
think I
in
said that
don't
right.
ever- he too busy worried about money. He need to take care of his damn child.
he was just like, yeah, we went through all of this and the games were on the wall. And like, they were just like, what type of game are we playing? Like, it's one giant game.
Squid Game. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
So yeah,
Nah,
definitely.
man.
That's
Shout out
lit.
to Ji Hung, because granted he is still a terrible father. Because at the very end, what he did, I'm just like, bro, really? Come on, man. Go see your daughter, bro. Don't even worry about what they're doing. You have another chance to do this again, but
On God, he's the Midoriya of of Squid Games, because like Midoriya is always analytical, trying to figure out how he can help everybody. Wow, he's getting messed up himself.
Yep. Yep, man. Boy, Song Woo. I understood what Song Woo was trying to do, but it's just like, bro, dang, you really he just
Don't got
grimy,
it.
grimy. That's all I can say. It's just grimy, bro. At the end of the day, it was every man for themselves. But I give Ji Hong credit, because at least he was looking out for, and I forgot the girl's song. It's Kong Sabyok. Yeah. At least he was looking out for her. So and he was able to at least get her gain her trust at the very end. So I'll give it that.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
What if Sang-woo helped put the whole game together, and that's why he was like, he offed himself at the end?
It's a possibility, man. They're teasing a season 2. I don't think there should be a season 2, but if there is, I'm not gonna be complaining. I'm gonna watch it.
I mean, I know how it's gonna go. You know, Ji-hoon is going back trying to dismantle the system, and we're gonna see if he make it to the end.
Again. Because we never really find out exactly what happened to Front Man's brother after he, spoiler alert, shot him. So
True. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? The old man, that threw me off at the end too, because I wasn't expecting that for him to come back.
I wasn't until I saw the episode where the VIPs were coming in, and I saw like the owl put down, and that's when I thought, I was like, what if the old man was the one who set this whole thing up? That would be some crazy ish. And then I got to the end, I'm like,
but it made sense, you know what I'm saying? For somebody who has spent their whole life, you know, creating riches and essentially are dealing with dementia like the old man was, you know, the last thing you want to do is experience some fun.
Right.
And shit, I know the games, I know how it's gonna go. Why not, you know, add a little spice to it?
yes, indeed, man. So, yeah, definitely a hit, or lit. It's I thoroughly enjoyed Squid Game. So, the other thing that I have been watching right now, of course, is I decided, because I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, I've started watching Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge. I'm gonna watch the second cartoon movie after I finish this one. So far, it's pretty good. It actually kind of sticks to the original Mortal Kombat story, unlike the movie. But
the new movie, you didn't like it?
Remember we had this talk before. I thought it was some mid. You know, I like the fatalities, but I didn't like the storyline.
I mean, let's be honest. Mortal Kombat was kind of corny. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
we wasn't here for the talking. We was here for the
we was here for the action. Yeah, and for the fatalities. Like, so that's why
I enjoyed it, because I was here for the action.
I enjoyed that part.
Fight scenes are great, but the actual story plot line
was always corny.
They did too much trying to explain all the characters, or the characters that should have been explained didn't get explained. So
yeah, and certain characters got hold, my boy Liu Kang, but that's why I decided to watch Scorpion's Revenge, because someone said, like, you know, watch that. It's not the exact story of Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat game and the Mortal Kombat 9, but it still is a part of the story, and you still get the feeling that, hey, this is Mortal Kombat. So I'm watching that as we speak. So far, it's pretty good. I'll give you guys my review once I actually finish that. Yeah.
I got one for the game. Alice in Borderland.
How was that?
I'm gonna say it's lit. It's basically a Japanese spin-off of Squid Game, but less gamey. Well, no, you still got games, but you just gotta watch it. Alice in Borderland on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that joint.
Oh man, that joint is intense. Like, you know, with Squid Game, you kind of got like a childlike sense to it with the gore factor to it. Alice in Borderland. It's straight gas, no breaks.
Gas, no breaks.
From the beginning, like, I'll just give a little synopsis of the first episode. So it's 3 characters starting out. One dude works at a bar, one dude works in IT, and another dude is basically kind of like he went to college, but it wasn't for him. So college dropout. They're all essentially trying to find their own paths and avenues through life. And they're friends. They've been childhood friends for the longest. And they meet up one day to go hang out. And it was just like they fell down the rabbit hole. And so everybody in the world is gone. It's just them 3. And there's no power, no nothing. And on occasion, their phone would ding and like come. So like, say you got a notification on your phone, it would be, the game is about to commence, you have 2 minutes to get to the destination. And so they go, and their phone scans their face just like it does when you unlock it, and that's their registration for the game. That first game is live or die.
Oh shit.
And so basically you have a 50-50 chance of getting the right door, and if you don't, guess what?
That's it. Also, this is kind of like Alice in Wonderland mixed with what anime that I just recently watched? Darwin's Game kind of shit. Okay. Okay.
Alice in Wonderland plus Squid Games.
All right.
Alice in Borderland. When I tell you, like, each episode draws you in more and more. Like, but you gotta like give it a chance. Cause like at first I watched the episode, I was just like, is the second episode gonna be like this? Or are they just gonna like it's I think 9 episodes, 8-9 episodes. So definitely, I would recommend it. I say it's lit.
I got one. Have y'all seen Manifest on Netflix?
I still haven't watched Manifest for whatever reason.
Manifest is so. It's
good. Okay.
It's like don't get me wrong. Like it's dramatic. Like at first I was just like, damn, this shit is mad dramatic. But the shit draws you in. I'm just like, whew. It's just a lot of like climaxes, and I'm just like.
Manifest. Yeah, I've been slacking on my Netflix game, man. I gotta pick it back up. Yeah. Because I've been trying to do this anime challenge and I've been failing horribly, so that's what that is. But yeah, I will definitely check out Manifest. I'll check out Alice in Borderland. I'm still gonna try and watch anime here in between. I'm not gonna get to 100, but again, I'm gonna pick up some more because I know fall anime just dropped in. With the season going on, there's gonna be some of the old stuff that I watched in the spring that's coming back, and of course there are gonna be some new anime that I need to peep. So we'll definitely get on that. But yeah, all right. So we had 3 hits. Or 3 lit shows. We are going to move on and go into the questions. Now these, of course, our questions are fielded by our audience today. If you would like to add a question to that, of course, you can always ask us. You can email us at chaoticculture1@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at chaoticculturepod and ask these questions. You can also follow us on Twitter at chaotic_culture and field these questions as well. The first question that I'm going to start with actually comes from our Instagram page. And as soon as I can bring it up. Okay. Question number 1. What are some of the new tech you guys have your eyes on? New video game systems, computers, etc.
I'm gonna be straightforward. After I pay my iPhone 12 off, I'm done with iPhones. Not like with the brand, but like until they actually release something new or different. You know what I'm saying? My watch is within the last couple of series. My phone is within the last couple of series. I haven't really been looking at no tech. I looked at the PlayStation 5, but as we all know, those are sold out worldwide. So, I mean, other than that, I haven't really been looking at no tech. If I do look at anything, it'll probably be something geared towards, like, music creation or I might buy a Nook because, like, I want to get back into reading. Okay. And instead of, building up physical space with books, just have the electronic books. But that's about it.
Got you. Hey, as for me, obviously the PS5, we know that the PS5s are pretty much sold out because of the chip shortage, which has affected my job too, but that's another story. I did get to like a website, I believe it was, I don't know if it was Amazon that had, it was Amazon. Like they said, oh, PS5 is dropping right now, go. Man, the PS5 at $499 was in my cart. I went to buy it and it was gone. I was like, okay. There was one that was available though, but it was for $900. I'm like, I'm good off that for right now. I'll come back to it later. But
honestly, I was thinking about getting the digital Xbox and just getting an external hard drive. Because, I mean, that's essentially what I'm doing now with my PlayStation 4. So if I download any games, it's on my hard drive. And I can take that literally anywhere.
Yeah, I probably need to get an external hard drive for my PS4. And I got a PS4 Pro, but I'm already running out of space.
Dang,
like, all right, yeah.
Tet too.
I'm saying, yeah, it's a tet. And I'm just like, bro, how is it that this thing was, like, I had this much space taken? Like, why is there so little space on this thing now? And I just realized I had a lot of games that I downloaded. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, PS Plus with that free game every month, bro.
Yep.
I can get some stills. That Hitman, go.
So, yep. I'm definitely gonna invest in a ring light, as well as there is a mixer and soundboard that I have my eyes on. That shout out to Polo Born Fly from Mike Check Waifu. He actually put me on to that. It's $500, but I mean I've got my eye on it. But I'm gonna work my way up to that.
Black Friday coming up too.
Yeah, yep. So, definitely some deals that we can make happen, of course, to expand the pod and whatnot, and get more creative, because that's what we do. This is why we need y'all to subscribe to the Patreon and subscribe through Anchor, because this will help pay the bills and help you get a more grander pod experience. But and yes, anything that you wanted to add, Nasa, as far as new technology?
I can't really say that I'm really looking into new tech. Majority of my energy has been kind of like looking into like NFTs or NFTs, something involving crypto or something like that. But as far as like an iPhone, I also have the Apple Watch, but I don't ever wear it, so I don't even know why the hell I have it. I don't even know why the hell I have it.
I use mine just for like my steps.
For steps and like for working out, but I don't ever use it when I work out. So again, it's just like, it's kind of like just sitting there in my house pointless, just dead. But besides that, I'm also going to look into a ring light.
Okay.
I'm just going to look into a ring light so I can start doing videos, and then also look into like a music stand and like a mic. I don't know if I really want to do like a real mic or something, because the acoustics in my house is pretty legit. So it's just really just for me just to do something for like videos like TikTok or some shit.
Look at you. I was definitely thinking about adding a camera. Not no like professional camera, but like something that could make professional quality content, and that was gonna be for us.
For us.
And I mean, I would use it for personal. I would have different SD cards, but besides the camera, the PlayStation 5. I mean, I was thinking about a ring light, but I'm just like,
Well, the only reason I even started to think about it is because when I did the episode with Panda, I was literally recording, and I'm trying to like get lighting. I'm just literally this dark shadow. I'm just like, bro, I cannot do this, especially if I'm going to like start actually posting the videos on YouTube and whatnot, and I'm sitting here and y'all can't see my face.
Facts.
No. And that's where the whole Noob Saibot name came from, because I was just like, bro, I look like Noob Saibot out here. While I'm talking to Panda, I'm just like, Noob Saibot, there we go. I made it into a new name, and that's how I posted it on my Twitter. So, yeah. Yep. So those, like you said, the ring light for me, the PS5, the mixer. I might get a Nintendo Switch, yo, because my brother has one, and it's fun.
No.
So, and it's cheap.
But like something outside of Sony and Microsoft, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and like
man.
I said, the Xbox, that would be digital, but like, I mean, I'm not really big on Xbox.
and I miss playing Nintendo games, bro. I haven't like had a chance to like sit down and play a Nintendo game in a minute, so I'm kind of missing and kind of reminiscing on when I had my GameCube and go back to Super Nintendo and all the stuff that we were playing. Like
On me, a good round of Smash or like playing Mario Supercard, bro, that would take me way back.
And speaking of which, Sora from Kingdom Hearts just got added to Super Smash Brothers. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm even more pressed to get a Switch. All right, y'all added one of my favorite characters, even though the story of Kingdom Hearts is I love the series, so yeah. All right, on to question 2. That the Apple Watch situation for you guys is actually a perfect segue into this. Unfortunately, I'm not Team iPhone, so I don't have any Apple products at the moment.
Nothing wrong with that. You get the Galaxy Watch.
Exactly.
Galaxy
So
Watch, Galaxy Buds.
I'm thinking that's what I'm about to do. I have a set of Galaxy Buds, so I might have to just invest in the Galaxy Watch.
You might have to add an iPad though. You know, get in on that FaceTime.
Well, apparently they said they're gonna make FaceTime available for
I did see that.
Yeah, for Android phones. You would have to probably download an app to do it. But here's the thing: I can do it off Google Duo too, or Snapchat, or Instagram. It's really just like there are many options I could do to video chat. Why would I even bother with FaceTime? But yes. Anyway, question number 2 is, what are you guys doing to stay healthy? What exercises? So,
Staying my ass in the house.
Listen.
but I've been doing home exercises, but it's about time that I actually got back in the gym. I haven't been in the gym since I moved, so
I'm about to say the gym for you, if you're still going to Planet, it's literally you go out here, hit City Center, and keep straight up.
yeah,
And it's right down it, right.
cool. Yeah, I'm definitely about to hit Planet again since I still have a membership, and getting rid of your Planet Fitness membership is a hassle to have. So I'm just like, man, I might as well just go ahead.
Because I
and
definitely
keep
was
it.
just like, I might try to switch to One Life. And they were just like, yeah, it's gonna be a fee to cancel. I'm just like, why are you charging me to stop my membership?
Yeah.
Like, I'm only paying $20, and y'all take that shit like a thief in the night.
Okay, they be taking that shit.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I mean, at this point, I'm locked in. At least, you know, I mean, the one in Hampton, they got some new equipment. So, I mean, they kind of made it, yeah. I'm talking about, like, completely revamped. Like,
Yeah, you know what? I did peep that at the Hampton joint. So I'm gonna see what the Newport News joint looking like, and we'll
For
we'll
me,
just go
I
from
think
there.
I'm gonna drop Planet Fitness because like my apartment complex has its own gym, so it's just like it's just
And mine does too. Mine does too, and I peeped it over there. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this would be enough for a nice little home workout. So
home workout, yeah.
we'll see. But as of before I started moving, of course, as far as what exercises I've been doing, man, just the typical try to run 30 minutes for cardio. When I was at Planet Fitness, it just depended on what day it was. If it was like chest and arms, obviously I'm doing bench press half the time, and then doing bicep curls the rest, and then maybe do some triceps, and then the next day would work on back and core, and then lower back and legs the next day. It really just depends on the day. But now I just got to get back into the habit because, again, I've been out of the gym for a month, so gotta get back into the swing of things, and that might be something that I do tomorrow. Now that I think about it, since I'm not working tomorrow.
no funny. I've been doing burpees because that's literally a full body exercise. Push-ups, squats. You know, you really don't have to do a whole lot of movements to be healthy or fit. Just like you said, get to 30 minutes of cardio in, and I keep my reps in between 10 and 15. Burpees, I'm not doing more than 20.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
burpees are...
that's a full body, you know what I'm saying? You going from a push-up to a squat to a jump back down to the push-up. Yeah, that's literally all you need. Crunches every now and then. I'm skinny. So like, if anything, I actually need Planet Fitness so that I can get that weight factor in there. But the only reason why I was looking at leaving Planet was because I would like to use free weights. So that allows me to get my full range of motion. Yeah, now y'all talking my language. But for real, I really haven't been focusing on lifting heavy. I just been kind of going about it just to make sure my stamina's up. But I said at the start of December, because I'm not gonna wait till January, because that's when everybody's New Year's resolution kicks back in. At the start of December, I am going to do a 2 to 3 week body cleanse and like just gym hauls. So like I'm just setting up a legit schedule between work and the gym and making sure I get my rest in between.
Yeah. I know for me, I usually work out like 4 days a week. And majority of the time it's cardio. So I usually do like 30 minutes of cardio and then like maybe 10, 20 minutes of like toning and in weights. I haven't gone these past couple days, but that's usually what I would do as far as like my workouts. If anybody is like really trying to like get a workout routine in, I will always suggest like when you're easing yourself in, just do cardio. Like just do like a simple walk on the treadmill or do the elliptical, something simple to just get your body warmed up to what you're actually like wanting to accomplish. So.
And if you need help, hit your boy.
Okay, hit up your girl. I got tips.
Trying to get folks right out here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's real. All right. Question number 3. have you guys seen Marvel's What If? If so, critique it. I have not gotten into What If yet. I think part of that is because, again, I've been trying to balance work as well as band, as well as doing this anime shit. But band season, for the most part, it's not over, but it's winding towards the end until Macy's. So I'm getting back into watching my shows and whatnot, and trying to make sure that I catch up. So I'm definitely going to. Now that What If has dropped all the episodes, I don't have to worry about waiting week to week. I can just go ahead and binge it. So that's going to be the next up on the queue for the Marvel series.
I'm behind because I haven't even watched Loki. Or what was before Loki?
WandaVision?
I ain't even watched that.
I've seen WandaVision. I've seen Loki. What was the other
I've
one?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I've seen a couple episodes of Loki.
So what?
I've seen a couple episodes of
Oh,
Loki.
yeah.
But
I would watch Loki. I think all three are good for different reasons. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, of course, presents your meathead. WandaVision is like a slow burn mystery. And then Loki is just all around just a really good show. And I would definitely watch. I just have to go and watch What If now and
What's the
catch up.
villain that Modar?
Which one are you talking about?
It's not in any of the series, but it's a Marvel. He's a Marvel villain. He sits in the floating chair. I think he was with the Sinister Six. It was on Hulu. I don't know if it's up there.
MODOK?
That, yes.
Yeah.
MODOK. That was a decent series. It was animated. Kind of like damn. What's the claymation? What's a good claymation series I could compare it to? Anyways, that's a good series. And it's basically, I guess, talking about the villain side, but I mean, it was something comedic.
Okay. Cool.
But,
So we will.
Is definitely on my list of things. Too.
Yeah, we will definitely peep What If in the coming days. Question number 4. Who you got going to the Super Bowl and NBA Finals this year? This is really early.
How about them Cowboys?
Of course, he's gonna pick the Cowboys. Of course. If I had to genuinely pick who might be able to go to the Super Bowl, it's this week, the end of week 5, so it's still early, but the Rams look good.
Definitely for y'all, but that's definitely a question because I have not been watching.
I hear you.
But if I would have to choose, because my favorite team is actually the Steelers, even though I'm from Colorado, then it should be the Broncos.
Well, the Steelers, me being from Carolina and being a Steelers fan, the Steelers right now, they've gotten back on track, but the week 2, 3, and 4 were. I didn't want to talk about it because the Steelers just looked absolutely terrible. But they did bounce back by beating the Broncos. So. Yeah. So they need some work.
It's okay.
The
but
defense.
we talking about NBA. I want my niggas to go all the motherfucking way.
Okay.
I really can't give an answer to the NBA right now. I gotta actually get back into it because, like I said, I think it was last season. I just have kind of been turned off with how all of the sports have been going. But in terms of NFL, definitely happy to see my boys doing good. Leading the NFC East, even though we should be 5-0. Greg Zerlin. But besides that, I mean, if you look at the standings, the AFC East, you got Buffalo in first. The AFC South, North, you got Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore leads the AFC North now.
AFC South, you got Tennessee. The AFC West, you have the Chargers. I was about to say the Clippers.
Yeah, no, the Chargers. The Chargers right now leading the AFC West.
In the NFC, you got Dallas. For leading the East. The North, you have Green Bay.
Of course.
The South is Tampa Bay. And then the West is Arizona.
Cardinals.
They are balling this year.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold.
But if I had to pick, I'm gonna say the NFC West is gonna be a bloodbath again because the Rams are good, the Cardinals are good. San Francisco is but they're still always gonna be in the question. Of course, and then you have Seattle, which I'll never count Seattle out. That being said, Russell Wilson has been hurt, so he had to have surgery on his finger, so he'll be out for a couple weeks. We'll see how that turns out.
Hey, but shout out to they backup. He came in and
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Like, granted, did they lose that last game? Or did they come back to win?
They lost, but it wasn't because who were they? They were playing the Rams, and they
lost by a field goal.
Yeah, they lost, but it wasn't because of Geno.
Nah, but he came in and put on a clinic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And what it was I remember this now because he threw an interception at the very end. However, it wasn't his fault because there was defensive holding that the refs missed.
Yeah,
and because of that, they got the interception because of that. And this is like, that wasn't Geno's fault. That was the defense literally did an illegal play, but nobody saw it. So,
hey, speaking of which, that Baltimore game on Monday was wild, dude. You want to talk about smoke, bro? They fumbled the ball. Oh, the bag. My bad. Literally. But nah. Indianapolis.
Usually 25-9 in the fourth quarter, and yeah,
you let them come back
all the way and win the game in overtime. Now, for fantasy purposes, I love that game because I had Marquise Brown on the Ravens, and
he was
balling. Yes, balling.
I'm a dog. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then I had Jonathan Taylor on the Colts as he's not the rookie running back, but the second year running back, and he balled out too. So I'm like, yo, I got two dynamic players, and they both got me over 30 points in my fantasy. So I wasn't mad. But as the Steelers fan, I'm like, I need everybody in the AFC North to lose to make it a little more even. And because the Ravens ended up winning, it's like, okay, now the Ravens are the clear number one right now. Steelers are at the bottom with the Browns and the Bengals being where they are. But I'm like, you know what? I'm glad the Ohio teams lost. I can live with that because I have respect for the Ravens. So
when they go to playoffs, they take the top 8 or the top 4?
It's the top 7. Now, because it used to be like you had the 4 winners of the division and then 2 wild card. Now it's the 4 winners of the division and 3 wild card.
Okay, so they're going with a total of 14.
Yeah, and the only team that will get a bye in the first round is the number 1 overall seeds in the AFC and the NFC. So
okay, so as it stands right now, you got for the AFC, you have the Chargers, the Ravens, and I'm going in sequential order from top to bottom. And I'm only going to name the top 4. You got the Chargers, Baltimore, Buffalo, and Tennessee. And then for the NFC, you got Arizona, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and Green Bay. Ask us this question again after week 8. And hopefully I'm not sad and depressed. But for right now, let's go Cowboys.
I'm just going to say this. I don't see Green Bay winning. Out of all of those teams, Green Bay's probably the weakest link out of all of them. But
let me tell you something. Y'all Cowboys is real ruthless, okay? I remember I went
whether we win, whether we lose, whether we draw, people are going to talk their stuff about us. So at the end of the day,
y'all is rude.
Here he go.
I remember I walked into a Panera Bread one day and I had me a Redskins jersey on, and I just thought I looked cute for the day. I don't even give a damn about the Redskins. I thought I was looking cute, and this nigga, and I walked through the door, and this man did not open the door for me because he said, "Oh, you're a Redskins fan." I said, "I don't even mess with the Redskins, bro. That's not even my team. That's not even my team, bro." Like,
oh man,
don't be out here false repping, yeah.
He was like false repping. He was like, "Oh my bad." I was like, "Nah, you goofy."
Crazy, man. Hey, look, it's crazy how many Cowboys fans are out here in Virginia, considering that the Washington football team is literally 2.5, 3 hours away from here, but it is what it is, I guess.
Just as equally, Redskins fans. Virginia, you would think that, you would have predominantly, like you said, Redskins fans, but a lot of the fans here are a mixture between Dallas. I've seen an equal representation for the Eagles, and then you have those spotty teams. I mean, this area is majority military, so I mean, you're getting a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
When they
If anything, if not the Steelers, my second best would be Eagles.
Okay.
My second best.
Respect. Now it's crazy though, cause like you go to Virginia Beach, and I've actually seen like a slew of Pittsburgh fans out there. I'm like, okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Cause I think Franco Harris goes back and forth between Pittsburgh and Virginia Beach, so I think that's why.
I
to
don't
the
know if
legend.
y'all know the bar in Newport News, District 41, is ran by a former NFL player. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, like it's a nice little spot. District 41. If y'all get a chance, it's a sports bar. They have sections.
Yeah.
But like it's a little chill spot.
So as he said, come back to us for the whole NFL. As far as the NBA, the season hasn't even really started. It's just preseason. My Bulls look good in preseason, but again, the actual season hasn't started, so I can't really comment. We'll see what happens.
Jimmy Buckets, you know what I'm saying?
All
gets
right,
to
Miami,
work.
let's go.
Yeah.
I can respect that. All right. Question number 5, and this actually ties into my mom. Also asked the question as well. In light of the John Gruden incident, was his resignation / firing genuine on him and the Raiders? Which ties into my mom asked, is the brouhaha over John Gruden hypocritical? And did he resign because of the backlash regarding the racist comments, the misogynistic comments, or the homophobic comments? I have my personal opinion. Would love to hear from you guys speak on it. So for those who don't know, John Gruden is now the former head coach again of the Las Vegas Raiders. And the former head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 2002 to 2008. He recently came under scrutiny for a list of emails as they were doing an investigation on the Washington football team's previous owner, Dan Snyder. And they uncovered some emails that he said towards DeMaurice Smith, who is the chairman of the NFLPA, or the Players Association for the NFL, and saying that he had the lips the size of Michelin tires. Now, according to John Gruden, yes. Pause! Yes. Now, according to John Gruden, he said that he was trying to use the term rubber lips to describe somebody lying. And
that's what you call it. You can
Just
just
like-
say liars.
Just
sir.
like Tar Heel is not supposed to be racist, right?
yeah.
But I mean, we still have that as a. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love Chapel Hill or UNC, but that's just as equally.
yeah, that's
racist.
I can't
Sir,
explain
why
it.
don't You could have just said you're a liar. You could.
He really could have said
Pretty
that,
much.
but
You could've just said
he
that,
definitely caught
And this
scrutiny
is
for
what
that.
I mean. That whole passive aggressive shit needs to stop.
Yeah, but that one email was really just had a snowball effect, because now they're uncovering all these other emails.
Yeah.
That
Which
you know,
wonder why we don't have more black owners, black coaches, black admin within an organization that is predominantly black.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
In a sense, and I hate to say it, they gatekeeping something that they've been using us to market.
Woo.
Look, man, so John Gruden also had he used homophobic slurs against Michael Sam, who's the first person in the NFL to come out. He also used them against Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, for some strange reason. There was an incident, I guess, with some cheerleaders that they were forcing them to either dress provocatively or not dress at all, I believe. I don't know the full details of that, but there was definitely some misogynistic and some pretty foul stuff going on in there. And all of that was just really a big snowball effect, because he had a problem with which NFL, not Kaepernick. There was another, I want to say it was Eric Reed, who was
You talking
also
about the kicker for Las Vegas?
No, not the kicker. That's an entirely different situation. But I was talking about, I believe it was Eric Reed, who was also doing some protest along with Kaepernick. He had some comments about him too. Overall, I'm going to say that we heard about the the homophobic and the misogynistic comments, which is why he ended up resigning. I don't think that's it. I still think that there was more that he said that is not being said across the media as far as more racist comments. I think when they saw that, the first one against DeMaurice Smith, they were like, okay. And
Red
then
flag.
as more, exactly. It was like
me more.
red flag number one.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Red
And
flag.
that, I think what that did was cause them to be like, if he said this, let's look a little deeper.
Tell me
and
more,
then
shall we?
yeah, and they
Like-
find more stuff. At that point, it was just a matter of time before he said, all right, I gotta resign.
On God, it's like string cheese. You
But
know
it's
what I'm saying?
almost
The more you
like-
pull, you know what I'm saying, the stringier it gets, the webbier it gets, you know what I'm saying? This is nothing new, and it's just like the George Floyd incident. Now, because we live in a technological decade or era, now it's being televised, but this shit has been going on since before Joe Gruden. And to answer that first question, that resignation wasn't genuine. That resignation was to try to save face because
It's to
he
save
knew
face.
that
It
it was
sounds
getting
like
ready to
another
blow up
save
to be
face.
something more.
That really just sounds like another save face type of situations. Because when it, like, if you think about it, like all the situations where you hear somebody resigning, it's because and it's because somebody discovered something that they did. Like,
Either that or it's
and
because it's age or health related reason. You know what I'm saying? Most people who are in positions like that, they are in a coaching position. You resign when you are either getting ready to retire.
Yep.
Again, you have a health disparity, or you've aged out for the capacity. So you resigning with this allegation coming out, you know what I'm saying? You just trying to save face, knowing that it's finna get bad.
Yep.
He's literally in panic mode, sitting there hitting the panic button. His management team like
abort.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm with you guys on that one. I don't think it's genuine. I think that there's more out there again, and he was just like, let me go ahead and resign before shit hits the fan for real.
Right now,
So-
he's trying to get all his pensions and whatever it is that he's made secure because he know he finna have to fight some legal fees.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tampa Bay, what they did was, of course, they removed him from their Ring of Honor because he did win a Super Bowl for Tampa Bay. That being said,
See?
there's still a statue in of him in their office somewhere. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they're going to have to take it down or what have you, but I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay and the Raiders are going to probably catch some flack within the next coming days. As far as what actually caused the resignation, as far as what my mom was asking, I think honestly it's just, as people said, it's really just a snowball effect, because I'm pretty sure that there are more racist comments that, again, the media just did not highlight. Like, because if he said all of this about Michael Sam, Roger Goodell, and certain NFL players, there's probably more.
And he's probably not the only coach to GM, coach to whoever that has had illicit conversations within their emails.
And that's something that is has been specified in the news, because they said Adam Schefter, who works for ESPN, is involved in that too. So,
and see, on top of that, you know what I'm saying? First off, these niggas are dummies. If I'm gonna talk shit, I'm not gonna use no I don't want to say public, but like when your work email, that's literally company property. So again, if some shit pop off, guess what?
yeah. And
You like to talk about you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They gonna
Right.
open that and be like, and this dates back to 2004.
And it's crazy because you like, some people are like, well, hey, this was like 10 years ago. I'm like, it don't matter when
It
it
doesn't
was.
matter when
It don't matter if it was yesterday, the week before. Like,
you're caught.
Yeah. And
like, come on, dude. Like, you gotta be smarter. Like, not that I'm saying I'm promoting the behavior that he was putting out, but
But
like,
if you're gonna do it smart.
come on.
If you're gonna do it smart and don't get caught up.
So basically, he resigned because he got caught.
Essentially.
Yeah. So there it is with that. Obviously, I now feel some kind of way about John Gruden, but it is what it is. He's not the only person who has these sentiments within the NFL. and he's not going to be the last. And I'm pretty sure that now with this coming out, while they were investigating somebody else, while John Gruden was not working for the NFL, a lot of things is probably going to hit as far as ESPN and the NFL itself. But we'll see when we get there.
So I say that to say all my billionaire black folk, let's start looking into getting into some of these teams, man.
Yeah,
Let's start getting some more coaches in the right avenues. And for my black folk that are already on that path and avenue, be smart. If you're going to talk your stuff, at least be smart about it. And no, because I don't even want to say that because thought it was raining. But we live in a world where you can have your own opinion. But just because you have your own opinion does not mean that you are right. So be respectful of all ways, walks, and types of life. You know what I'm saying? Just be respect those.
I feel like you reached a good point. Like at this certain point of our life, like in this day and age, like just respect is just gonna have to come across the board because everybody.
I'm not saying you gotta give it.
You ain't gotta give it, goddamn, but just have a sense of it.
Like my mom used to tell me, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Don't say it.
Don't say nothing at all.
Unless you ready for that clap back.
Unless you ready, because let me tell you something. Fair exchange ain't never been no robbery.
Hello.
So,
Well,
fair exchange ain't never been no robbery.
and your actions always have consequences.
Hello.
Okay?
So, all right, next question. Y'all play video games? Top 5 video games of all time.
I mean, I'm jocking Cold War right now.
If we're doing video games, because I mean, granted, I don't have a game system, but if we're gonna do games and game systems, I definitely would have gotten me an Xbox One. I'm an Xbox fan. And I would do. I don't know. I'm kind of like the fighter game type.
Okay. Yeah.
So I definitely would do Injustice, Mortal Kombat,
Bet.
Street Fighter,
Bet.
Mario Kart.
Protect this queen.
Facts. She's rare.
Mario Kart and if I'm gonna be honest, I would definitely do Spider-Man, like the early version, like the early versions of.
Oh, you're talking about the PlayStation 2 Spider-Man.
Or PlayStation Spider-Man. Like,
like,
that was a
it-
fun
I was
game.
about to say, that
too.
was
Yeah.
PlayStation Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
I'm an Xbox. Like I like Xbox, but like my brother growing up, he had an Xbox and a PlayStation, so it's either one for me. To be honest.
Hey, look, the Spider-Man
like,
games are always dope. So I have.
I definitely would do a old classic Spider-Man game.
Yeah. Okay. My top 5. Of course, I play video games. My top 5. Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yes. Obviously, Mortal Kombat. It can really. You don't have to put that in any specific order, by the way. So I did Sonic Adventure 2, Mortal Kombat. I'm also a fighter game kind of guy too, but I'm going to say, of course, Street Fighter.
Is this
NBA Street Volume 2 was my shit.
I used to take lunch money playing that game, bro.
I'm saying, bro.
After school, bro, you could not. Oh man.
So,
Hitting the, yeah.
and now I would say,
So we're talking about like from start to finish type, not just what's recent.
yeah.
Oh,
So and now
I'm about to hit you with some
now
real.
number 5 is going to be because right now I'm stuck on Def Jam Fight for New York.
Damn.
Yep. I'm already that one, and there was. I know I'm thinking about it. You could always say Super Smash Brothers, but
Smash Brothers is always the classic.
yeah, Smash is always top tier. This one's for my brother, Chrono Trigger. I'm gonna name that one because it's for those who have played the Final Fantasy games. Square Enix, or at the time they were called Square, They decided to do something different for the Super Nintendo, and they dropped an RPG called Chrono Trigger. And boy, do I tell you, that game, so many twists and turns, so many twists and turns throughout that entire game. It is so much fun. If you have not played Chrono Trigger, please play it. Or you can either, if you have a DS, you can still probably play it. If you have a PS1, you can probably still play it. But I would just watch videos, especially if you're into RPGs, if you're into Final Fantasy. Chrono Trigger is like a blueprint for one of the greatest RPGs of all time. I'll take Chrono Trigger above almost every Final Fantasy game. Almost everyone. There might be a couple of Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy VII that would be in good contention with this game, but yes, there's a lot of games that I love. It's really kind of hard to do a top 5, so those are the games that are going to just be my top tier. So
I'm gonna say I grew up playing Xbox, and my first system was the PlayStation 2. With that being said, you got to throw Halo in there.
Okay.
You gotta throw Gears of War in there.
Yes.
I'm gonna give those two as like semi old games because they still recreating them. Well, at least Halo anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The newer ones, Call of Duty.
Okay.
I mean, they've been in their bag since the beginning. I mean, they've had some misses, but for the most part, they are pretty solid. NBA Street, that's another old one.
Yeah, the first NBA Street.
Yeah, with the remixes and that jump was hard. That's 4. And then what's another game? I mean, I guess you got to go with either Madden or 2K, from the inception. I mean, granted, ain't nothing really changing except for like the rosters and maybe a couple game modes, but like as a sports person, you know what I'm saying? That was something that you always had. That's a easy go-to.
That was a go-to.
Easy go-to.
It's crazy because like when I was a kid, bro, I had NBA Live and I had like one of the first 2K games, and I never knew that 2K would get as big as it did until now. It's just like, wow, 2K came a long way, and NBA Live fell all the way off. So
you remember what was it, Madden 2K5 or something like that?
Oh, Madden 2K, yeah. Yeah, Madden 2K5 was my favorite one, boy, before I stopped playing Madden. But yeah, that was my favorite joint.
The soundtracks used to get.
Yes, soundtrack used to go.
I had my own little video game because like usually I would be playing with my brothers because I'm a little girl. So like I would have my own little video games. So like I had my own little. I remember when Catwoman came out, and like I was such a fiend. I was just like, I got my little Catwoman game, so y'all can't hate.
Honorable mention, Sly Cooper.
Yes, they got some good games, man.
Sly Cooper,
Crash
Bandicoot.
Yes,
you know
Ratchet and Clank.
I mean, the OG Pac-Man. You can't go wrong with.
You can't go wrong with Pac-Man.
What's some other good? Jack and Daxter was also some good.
Ratchet
the Jack
and Clank.
series. Yeah. Yes.
All those from the top.
Yep. All right. Number 7. Question number 7. Actually, this is a comment from my brother. Not a question, but here's an idea. Taste test some alcohol. Tell us what you think. Hell, I'll chip in. We'll take your word for that, man. We were just literally talking about Casamigos earlier, so
Casamigos.
might have to
Luna Azul.
Yeah,
Luna Azul.
Taste some new
Oh.
stuff.
Hey ho, that's good.
Don Julio 1942.
Mm-hmm.
Will kick you in your chest, but it'll get
I
you there.
to be honest, the first time I tried Casamigos, I really I felt like Casa had me niggas.
But it's smooth. It's not no.
It's smooth. It gets you there quickly.
And that's how folks get caught up.
And then the Clase Azul. That's another tequila. It's a little bit stronger, but it's not like.
It's not too crazy.
Yeah, like if we had to go from like palatable to harsh, it definitely would go Casa Clase 1942.
Which actually, that's the segue into the next question. What's your go-to drink of choice? So
I'm a cognac queen, so
okay.
I will definitely go straight for pass me the Cavassier. Pass me the Cavassier.
As we speak, can you pass me that crown real quick? Okay.
Get you some.
All right.
Get you some crown.
I'm a whiskey person. I've fallen in love with Jack of any kind, especially Gentleman Jack. But
That's a smooth mo.
yeah, but I like cognac. I like anything dark, yo. Like just.
Anything.
I mean, if y'all ever seen me, y'all see my skin color. I mean, besides tequila, I can't do no light liquor. Vodka, gin, nope.
Now.
The light liquor is
Some
just
stories
a
about
no-go.
gin.
The light liquor is such a no-go because I've had too many bad hangovers
Man.
over light liquor.
Law, I wish you would have came when me and my line brothers was sticky came through, because when I tell you
I'd be 6 feet under, bro.
I'm saying, bro, the stuff we used to drink, bro, like
Put him in a cup.
like fighting cock, like gin, bro, Sailor Jerry's, which I mean you should know because TNT and Daryl always used to bring that.
And I get right with the Sailor Jerry's. Sailor Jerry's, Kraken,
Kraken,
Captain Morgan.
Kraken,
I've had
I can't do Morgan.
bad experience with, but like I could get with it from time to time. And now I'm just naming, but
When y'all pass me that ginger ale,
Bacardi.
Oh, which Bacardi?
Bacardi Gold and Bacardi Black. Bacardi Gold still is like cringe. Bacardi Black is a little bit more palatable. That's still cringe. But like,
So it had some bad nights with Bacardi Gold, bro.
it's called a Stormy Night. It's basically ginger beer, a lime, and rum. That's a good one. Anything in cranberry is good.
I'll do it.
Your regular Jack and Coke,
Mm-hmm.
cognac and Coke,
Rum and Coke.
rum and Coke. You know,
That's usually my go-to. If I go to a bar, it's
different.
Yeah, okay.
Right now, you know what I'm saying, sipping on the ginger bowl and Crown Apple.
That's actually not a. That's actually a pretty good damn combination.
I'm not
Shit.
gonna hold you. The Crown and the iced tea was actually also a good combination.
Okay.
Like,
Well, we still got some more for later on
Hennessy
tonight.
and Hypnotic with a splash of pineapple or mango. Incredible Hulk or
The Incredible
a
Hulk.
Latin Hulk because of the mango.
I'm
That jump, there you
trying
go.
to think of what type of drink that just had me on the floor. Like,
For me, that would
'Cause I've had a
be
lot of
Long
drinks.
Island iced teas. Because you got 6
boy.
different clear liquors with a splash of sweet and sour and Coke.
what a splash.
It's literally
What
like
a splash.
when you like, I'll sit and watch them make it, and they'll turn the licks over, put them back. They be like sweet and sour.
I think the one that had me on my ass that just, because I remember it was for Orgadale Hollow. This shit just had me dead. Like, it was the Seagram's gin. And me and my friend, we got a bottle of Seagram's gin. And then my other friend, she had a bottle of 1800. And then another one had a bottle of Bacardi. I was just like, this night is filled with shenanigans.
Y'all might as well have just made Long Islands at that point.
Made Long Islands, but like I
Y'all
was
taking
dead
shots
that
from
night. Absolutely not. But
I'm
I
about
will
to say,
never
but
do Seagram's gin again. I will not do that.
I can't do the flavored Bacardis.
Oh,
absolutely not. Trash.
Absolutely not.
Trash.
Can't do New
Absolutely.
Amsterdam.
Absolutely.
Trash.
Can't do Pinnacle. Like
Absolute trash.
Absolutely.
Burnett's and
Hell no.
what's the other one? You got Burnett's and
Aristocrat.
Hell no.
No. Throw that in the garbage.
What the hell is what?
I cannot do those.
Svedka. That's
Yeah,
gross
can't-
too.
one.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but please don't buy it.
Is it vodka?
No, it's not vodka, but it's like a. I forgot the name of it. I remember I had gotten
Is
it,
it
and I was
E&J?
Hey, E&J is not bad. For $15, it'll make you holler, but you better be ready for that knock when it comes. Cruzan. Oh,
Cruzan.
Cruzan.
Well,
Yeah.
Cruzan.
I've had.
when the 151 was around, can't do it.
Oh, she was 151. Boy, used to. Whoo, boy. Bruh, this man.
Anything that was labeled 151, can't do it.
Bruh, I remember when Miles brought that to the crib. He was like, y'all trying to take a shot of 151? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I literally ran out the kitchen. I took that shot. I was like, no. I was like, oh boy, this.
Y'all, I had taken a shot of Everclear for the first time.
I've done that before. It's not fun.
It's not fun. Like my throat was on fire. I was like,
It's like almost taking a shot of rubbing alcohol, especially.
It really is.
Especially
It
if it's the
really is.
195 proof. Like now, the 150 proof that they have in some of the stores out in the public now, it's not as bad.
It's like
but
No, that
it's
Everclear.
like 70 proof, right?
it's 150 proof, but it's like
The actual percentage of alcohol.
it's I think it's probably like 70% alcohol. It's not like 90% alcohol like the ones that you get off base.
I was gonna say, if y'all can find it,
That shit.
this junk called Krew. I believe it's a whiskey. And let me make sure I'm giving the right facts. It's Groh.
Cruise on.
Yeah, Krew. It is a rum-like product. It's production at the time replaced the sugar cane molasses aroma with a mixture of flavorants and coloring added to alcohol from sugar beets, which came to be known as Islander rum or Inlander rum. So yeah, Krew. It is 80 proof and it is nothing to play with.
Another good one that I like is ginger ale and Jaeger. Or Jaeger bombs. That's a good one.
Yep. Trash cans will easily get you fucked up as well. Excuse my language.
Now, if I do drink light, I can do a lemon drop.
Okay.
But other than that, no, I can't.
Yeah, light is really just like it's a done deal for me. Like, don't even bring it my way. Don't even turn it my way because I will turn it down.
Cool.
Shorty, don't bring that my way.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink
That
with me.
I kid you not, because I was at a party one time and somebody handed me a little shot of vodka and was just like, oh yeah, drink it. I said I will throw up and threw it in the sink. And threw it in the sink.
All right, guys, we got 3 more questions. We're gonna try to get through these. Question number 8. What changes would you make with our healthcare system? How would you implement them? Let's start with here.
There is no damn reason you need to be charging mothers to be holding their children.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason you need to be making laws about women's bodies. There's no reason.
Texas, Alabama, Mississippi. We're looking at y'all.
Like that part, it don't make sense. That I don't get.
If we're talking healthcare, the amount of homeless is going up, and I get it. A lot of the times, those instances are happening because of poor choices, and sometimes it's not because of poor choices. You have to look at it. Inflation is a thing, and it's a very real and evident thing. With that being said, for those who genuinely need healthcare, let's implement some type of revision in the healthcare plan that, you know, if they have some form of paperwork to be able to go to the hospital and not charge them out the wazoo just to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why we, you know, are turning and this goes for not only healthcare but for jobs, for living. Just like, we just need to revamp
A lot of the things that were created back in 18 whenever. Yeah, if I had to see a change in healthcare, I would say make something more accessible for the homeless. And why are we charging the elderly out the wazoo? The people that help raise and create what the systems that we're using and implementing now. We should, in my opinion, have something that, you know, there's a geriatric or a senior health system that isn't taxing and causing our OGs that have to really come out of pocket for anything.
I have my thoughts on the entire healthcare system, especially as you said, for those who are homeless. There are instances where people can become homeless because of the outrageous cost in the healthcare. So it's we could talk about having universal healthcare for all or free healthcare for all. We know how this country operates. We know that that's at least maybe in our lifetimes it may not happen, but that's something that I would at least like to see, is that there are more inroads will be made so that people who are homeless or people who have these lingering issues can have a way to have health care without having their, having to go bankrupt just so that they can take care of themselves. Obviously, women's bodies, when it comes to that, there should be no laws concerning that. For the most part, like Roe versus Wade is the law, and we see that because of this new Federalist Society Supreme Court that we got, that Texas and Alabama and all of them are trying these new abortion laws, hoping to overturn Roe versus Wade, and you've got the Department of Justice trying to fight back. It's just a lot going on. As far as how to implement it, I'll have to get back with you guys on that, because I definitely had, I definitely had a plan on what the government, or at least what states, could do as far as making healthcare less burdensome than it is currently right now. Even with Obamacare in place, it's not perfect, and there are still some ways that, at least this part can be expanded, and then even more. But we'll get to that when we get there.
I would like to see the country unchained. And when I say that, there are still very not subliminal hints of racism that go on and that we're dealing with to this day.
I think that
and slavery.
It goes to the point, like, America has become so political that everything that has to do with moral,
a moral compass
is
shot.
It's shot. It's non-existent. Now we about this money. It's always been about money.
It's the root of all evil. But when you think about it, anybody who was actually geared towards humanitarianism, or like actual, like you said, the having a moral compass and seeing that nobody's struggle is any different from another's, they were put down, or they were, essentially snatched from the limelight.
Snatched from the limelight, or even killed. Let's be honest.
I went back and watched Blood Brothers, the documentary on Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. Is lit. Yeah, if y'all get a chance, definitely go check that out. But that just taught. They're not actually brothers, but I mean, through their faith, you could say that they were blood brothers. But in that example right there, they were both trying to make a name for the Muslim faith, and put certain ideas out, and the powers that be did everything in their power to make it seem like how can I say it without, they just made it seem like they were being radical, and that wasn't the case. If you have watched Judas and the Black Messiah, and how they essentially assassinated Fred Hampton. He was trying to build clinics in Chicago. He was trying to bring all these different organizations in Chicago at the time together so that they could really make a change. And they, again, publicized it as him being a free radical and a terrorist. Right. And then anytime that, like I said, that they're trying to make a change like that, they get labeled as such, a terrorist or being radical. So, yeah, that healthcare question definitely is going to be something that takes years, and I'm sad to say it, probably after our time to actually get or to have any types of changes, because as you all know, The wealthy want to keep the wealthy and keep the poor poor.
Poor. Yep.
And also, not to mention that healthcare is a $1 trillion industry.
Yes, and then did you know that they were getting money for those ventilators?
Yeah.
It was getting money for the ventilators, so it's just like if anybody died, it didn't really matter. You was still getting a check at the end.
And I mean, I'm not gonna say that I want doctors, nurses, and those in the healthcare industry to go back to actually wanting to be helpful and heal people,
to actually heal,
as opposed to, oh, I'm just coming to give you a half-ass diagnosis so that you fix. Like, stop putting a Band-Aid on whatever it is that I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
But let me make sure. I gotta make sure.
But that also is a plug to all the people that are looking at holistic medicines. Those that are into herbs and using natural remedies. Yeah. Get knowledgeable on the things that you put in your body. Don't rely on Western medicine.
I really do feel like the Western medicine, like just like you said, I feel like we're really trying to get back to like you said, the holistic version, like the natural ways of healing your body. Mm-hmm. Because clearly, going to a doctor who's supposed to be a trained professional ain't working. So it's
no reason why a diabetes medicine should cost almost $1,000.
Cost $1,000.
That's one.
People who
ridiculous.
have asthma.
And then two, y'all ever hear the commercials on TV and they list a whole list of side effects from taking something that's supposed to help, or
right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
If you suffer dizziness, blood clots, like why am I dealing with all of these disparities?
See a medical professional.
I just want to get my blood pressure under control, and you telling me by me taking this medicine that I'm gonna
have side effects?
No, not you might. You are
gonna have side effects.
Well, why does that sound like that mesothelioma commercial?
Yes.
You have mesothelioma.
Come on.
You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. In 5 years, we hear one of those infomercials. Like, if you survive COVID.
Listen, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Oh, I hope so.
If you were the recipient of the Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you can call this number and get some entitlement. Like, meanwhile, COVID was created in a lab in a country that is actually looking to try to dismantle us from the health side of it.
We owe them money.
I ain't got no comment on that because that's a whole.
The world owes the world money. At the end of the day,
that's a whole can of worms.
On God, if y'all really think about it, if Mother Earth wanted to take her lick back, we would have been gone.
She would have done it already. Right.
We would have been gone a long time ago. But I mean, she's slowly on her way. If we don't start making some changes and actually start taking care of the planet that is providing us life.
The earth that we currently have.
The ice that's up here is gonna melt. It's gonna flood. I mean, you can see what's happening in the states that border the ocean is rising, and I mean, we are in one of those states. I don't know if y'all have gotten a chance, but if y'all ever drive over the bridge going towards Norfolk,
oh my goodness,
look at how close the water is
to the bridge.
Yep.
Which makes sense why they are building that second bridge, because we're facing an inevitable problem.
And even during when it starts to rain, that water gets even higher. Like it's close to the rail.
I promise you, is literally slapping the bottom of the bridge.
It's slapping, and it gets nerve-wracking going under the bridge because it's just like the water's rising. So
on God, it's that episode of Squid Games when they ran and they had to do the distance jump.
Right? Yeah.
And all you see is the lug nut is go. It was like, what was that? 5,000 meters. Oh, we were at the goal. You feel me? Like on the real shit. Like
that's really it. Like
I really be thinking about that. Like every time I drive through the tunnel,
it's
like
uncomfortable.
Nah, that's real.
Under the tunnel because the fact that I'm just even underwater. So
But like,
I grew up in mountains, so we
I know you're not
up
used
in
to this.
hills.
This is
We up in hills and plains and all that at higher level. Like
on me, like I really do be thinking about it. Like, and it's like recently driving through that tunnel, it feels like it's gotten longer. You know what I'm saying? It feels like, you know, my tires aren't truly gripping the road. If it's muggy outside, it feels like, you know,
I might slid here and there. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Like,
And with it getting colder, you're like, okay, we all know that when temperatures get down, water freezes. So you have a tunnel that doesn't really, I'm not going to say it doesn't have ventilation because they set it up to have it, but that air is going to freeze, or that condensation is going to freeze, which will cause cracks on the inside of the tunnel. So imagine if it gets down to the, you know what I'm saying? We've had our cold days in Virginia. So imagine if it gets truly cold and what I just said happens, you know? And I
knock on wood for that.
Right. I ain't trying to instill no fear, but I just do want to say that for everybody who's listening,
And it
let's
sucks
be more
because people drive
conscious
slow under that damn tunnel.
or getting car accidents
in the tunnel. In the tunnel. They don't know how to drive. They're not paying attention.
And it tells
Break-
you don't switch
Mixed
lanes.
and they still do it. I'm just anytime that somebody does that, I'm sitting here looking like, so y'all just asking for an accident at this point.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not low key one that be switching lanes when people be going slow, but I don't do it when there's hella
Nah,
cars.
I only do it when it's either late night or early morning. Like,
Late night, early morning.
If there's no traffic in the
cars.
tunnel, I
If
get it.
there's
But
no
if like if there's traffic in the tunnel, I'm
supposed to do
staying
that.
in my lane. Like, yo, I'm
doing
not
that.
doing this.
But to combat traffic in general, like if I know that I'm about to hit traffic, I keep at least 2 car links in me, so that I don't have to keep one.
Breaking, yep.
Hard as hell.
Hit the gas, hit the brake. Nah, I keep my distance so I can keep a nice steady roll.
Yeah, nice steady roll.
And then think about it. I'm helping out people out behind me because I'm opening up. What I think is a little bit more or decongesting.
There's a science to it. It's called weight line balance. I learned this in grad school, but we'll talk about that a little more. But there's a way to do that.
I'm about to say they did it. I don't know if y'all watch Discovery Channel. The Mythbusters.
Yeah.
They showed that like it significantly helps in a traffic situation if 1 to 2 people keep, like you said, that distance in between their cars, and it helps to alleviate some of that congestion.
Yep.
Yeah.
With just being bumper to bumper, it don't help.
Don't help at all. All right, we got 2 more questions. We're gonna go ahead and try to wrap this up as quickly as possible because we a minute and a half in, well, hour and a half in. Excuse me. Liquor already
Minute
talking.
and a half, dang.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, Liquor already talking, bro. All right. Question number 9 from our friend Jared. How do you feel about the gay agenda and it overtaking society?
I don't think it's overtaking society. I think society is making it bigger than what it is. Let's be honest. What people do behind closed doors is none of your business.
Indeed.
Like,
I just think that with the way the society is, it's just people have always been like this, but now it's just you've got
another thing to talk
yeah.
about. Like,
And
people just try to like literally will come up with anything and everything to talk about. Like, there's at this point everybody has an opinion. It just
really doesn't matter. But
it doesn't matter.
Just to comment on this, people want to have comments, and we had a discussion about this with Panda on the last episode, especially about how Boosie feels about Lil Nas X. And in my opinion, I'm like, bro, Lil Nas X ain't the first artist that's gonna be gay, and he ain't gonna be the last.
Okay.
People act like in the '80s, Freddie Jackson and Luther Vandross weren't singing to each other.
Did you just spill some tea?
Hey, I'm just saying. I am just saying. But hey, look, I just had to throw it out there. Like,
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Whatever you identify as, that's your business.
Exactly.
Your business.
Whatever you decide to spew out your mouth and say is your business. But like I said earlier, don't say nothing that you aren't willing to address the clapback that comes with it.
Right. Like,
as far as an agenda, yes, you can fight for equality, but let's not forget that, And I'm kind of glad you said this because it kind of ties into what Dave Chappelle was saying in his last special. The LGBTQ plus community has made strides over Black Lives Matter, over the indigenous people platforms.
They have been
all of
literally
these
the most
minority
supportive.
platforms have gotten less light than what the
LGBTQ
Thank
shit.
you.
I got you.
that community has gotten. So with that being said, as opposed to, I'm not saying don't stop fighting for your rights, but what I am going to say is also understand that there are bigger and more affluent entities that control the support of what you're going to get. And a lot of the times, the big wigs, as I like to call them, are members of these communities. But because they hold positions of power, they don't want to seem like they are quote unquote weak. So you have to govern, and like I said, just everybody's opinion isn't needed. And again, if you're gonna state your opinion, just be ready for the clap back. But I say all of that to say that there's not really an agenda. They just are fighting for what literally everybody's fighting for, and that's equality. And until we can all see each other equal as a people, whether you are straight, bi, trans, non-identifying, we're not going to get any change. Until we see each other flesh for flesh, blood for blood, there's not going to be any change.
And I think, he just made a good point. Like, we've oftentimes, like, we all know we're all human. We all have blood running through our veins. Things operate the same way. But we all look at each other just mad differently and always try to, nitpick as far as what's wrong and what's right and what's supposed to be right. And it's just like, there's literally no agenda. And again, like,
everybody want to be politically correct until
everybody
it's time to be
correct. When it's time to be correct, everybody want to be politically correct. For example, the whole debate, he tried to be I felt like he was trying to be politically correct, but then got shut the hell down because majority of the clothing brands are allies. A lot of these sports events, a lot of fashion events are allies. So you can't just sit here and think that your hyper masculinity is going to do some shit because
I want to comment so bad. I just want you to know that, but I'm not, just because at the end of the day, when you know that you have a platform that has so much pull, you got to move smarter.
Exactly. And
that goes
so
back
important.
into that PR. Like,
that is so important. Like when you know,
in your sense, you're an artist, you're an R&B artist. If you were to go on stage talking a whole bunch of raw, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand that that's going to affect how you move forward as an artist.
Exactly. That's going to affect how I move forward. That's going to affect my money. Like, and how I see it is, if you are a smart business person and you know that not only your fan base, but the brands,
you're not gonna shit in the same place that you eat.
Exactly.
and I get it. Like I said, he's entitled to his opinion, but a lot of the things that he has to realize is whether you identify with that community or not, that is your fan base. That's who puts money in your pockets. They run your streams. They give you your platinum titles. You can't just chop.
You can't just
50% of your notoriety and think that you're gonna keep
being
successful.
You're just gonna say some shit and then it's just gonna keep going. Like, and then with Boosie, you're just like, sir.
But we also have to realize that You know what I'm saying?
It's
The
just
Baby
another-
and Boosie are not the first person to say some wild shit.
Okay, yeah. Let's be
Well.
honest, but it's just another version. I feel like it's just kind of like another version of hypermasculinity. Because how I see it is that, like, if you're really a man and you're confident in who you are and in your manhood, anything else does not fucking matter.
Yeah,
I
like
can sit in the same room.
I can sit-
in the
you can
car.
sit in the
I can sit
same
next
room
to somebody
with
that
who
identifies as
who
gay
you
or
feel
lesbian
is-
and
yeah,
feel
exactly.
no type of way. Because at the end of the day, I know I like women.
You know who you like at the end of the day.
Period.
Whoever that person is, and what they like is not your damn business. You know what your business
this is
And
exactly
it's-
what I said the last episode.
You know what your business
Don't
is.
be.
But don't
Look,
be
you
sitting
all in
here-
my cup and don't know what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
You're in my cup.
What,
You're
what,
in my
what
cup.
Lil
You're in
Wayne
my
say? Oh,
business.
Waukesha, it don't
no
matter
one
what's in my
invited you.
cup.
It's my
Exactly. You're
Like-
in my cup. You're in my business. You're in my plans, and no one invited you.
and that again, going back to the last episode, it's like, why do you even care, bro? Just just
Like, I really do hate. It's just like it's like a super hyper masculine shit.
It's
just like
hyper masculinity on top of, I want to say, secret battles.
On that note, our final question comes from Panda the Don herself. The question is, let's see. Oh, we had one more question. My boy Notorious said all-time favorite sneakers and all-time least favorite sneakers. Okay. Gotta be quick about this.
All time favorite sneaker.
Damn.
I low key rock with Jordan 1s. And
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
people-
I
I mean,
think
I don't
ones.
like, and like a lot of people don't like mid Jordan 1s, but like Jordan 1s are universal. They can go with a short set, they can go with long pants, they can go in dress, they can go in business casual. You know what I'm saying? Now, are Jordan 1s ideal? No, but you know, you just gotta
what was the question?
all-time
Favorite sneakers and all-time least favorite sneakers. So I'm in agreement with you as far as like Jordan 1s. My least favorite, as far as Nike is concerned, I'm probably gonna say like trainers, only because to me, like if I go work out in trainers, I'm uncomfortable. But that's just me personally, and the way that my foot is designed. It's like I have to have something with some arch support, and those shoes don't have no real arch support. So there's that.
I mean, if you're a sneakerhead, you really don't dislike any sneaker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really don't dislike any sneaker except for that one, and that one just is because it doesn't do me any good when I'm working out.
You talking about like the flat Nike run Nike free run that one?
I think so. Don't quote me on that because I had a pair and I got rid of it because it just didn't work out. So I can't even be honest with you. Plus, the liquor already getting to me, so it's kind of hard trying to think about it.
I personally like the retros, like Jordan retros.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I like those. Like my first pair of Jordan retros was the Orion Blues. So
All right.
that was I definitely am a fan of those.
Got it. Panda. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip your question, Panda. But Panda's last question, hers question is favorite J-rock or J-pop band, if any. So anything Japanese rock or Japanese pop band, if you guys have any. I'm going to say Aqua Times and Man with the Mission are on my top tier right now. I also have to say Miss Green Apple because they have Inferno for those who are Fire Force fans. Y'all know Inferno is that shit.
Does like the soundtracks of anime count?
They can. Like, if you have a
Okay,
certain...
so like low key, like I like the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack.
Okay. Yeah, you know what?
Like I
That
low-key,
entire-
I could get into the soundtrack.
And let me ask, let me see who that cuz I know Hikaru Utada sings like the intros and the outros and whatnot. And she is undefeated when it comes to those intros and outros. But as far as like the actual composer for Kingdom Hearts, I never exactly like knew who the name was. But let me see if it is Yoko Shimomura. Okay, there we go. Yeah, genius. You also got I think that's the main composer. So definitely shout out to him. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, let's go ahead and wrap this up because we got to get ready for Anime After Dark. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting night. By the time you guys hear this will be October 19th, 2021. Or excuse me, this is Wednesday already, so it'll be October 20th. Excuse me. So that being said, shout out to all of the podcasts that we listen to: Blanime Podcast, Worst Generation Podcast, and of course Mic Check Waifu. I am a Patreon member of all of those 3 podcasts. Definitely shout out to them. Trying to think of the other one. Shout out to Culture Marauder. Shout out to Truth and Transparency. Prayers out to my boy Trey. He's having some test run. Hoping everything is all right. I know Key is around to kind of help him out and whatnot. Also, congratulations on their engagement. I've probably done that. I don't know if I've said that on another episode, but definitely congratulations to them.
Shout out my cousin Solidarity and Co.
Yeah.
She is still putting out her poems and holding podcasts, and I gotta actually text her and set up a opportunity so that we can all do a joint type situation because she was looking to do something of the sort. There was another podcast that just recently started up.
One of my homies has the We Got Beef. I think they're trying to start that podcast. Shout out to them. Brutal Honesty with K. Renee, as always. Inside the Mind of a Blurred, and all of their subsequent podcasts that come in between that. Shout out to all 9 of y'all.
Oh, shout out Dorian Block. He's been doing some music podcasts.
Okay.
And trying to get some music spotlights and stuff.
Hey, I'm gonna have to hit him up.
Also, shout out Zach because I still think that he's doing the vibe. So
Yep.
That's not really a podcast, but that's an opportunity for those that are local and international to come together and make music. So
exactly.
Shout out to that.
Let's see.
Shout out to my friend real quick. She does a lot of like designing. So please go follow her by Designed by Design. And that's on Instagram. So her name is Kayla Shea. So definitely she has a lot of good products to buy, and so definitely support Black owned.
Yep.
And also a cousin of mine. Yes. She has a beauty product. She has a lip gloss. So all my ladies, if you need some new lip gloss, definitely go check it out. It's called Luke's Lips. And that's LUXXE, and that's lips. And go follow her and, get your lip gloss, get your makeup.
Bet.
Get on it.
All right. To Project Manga, Studio Maho, Concept Moon. Definitely shout out to y'all. Continue doing what y'all doing out there as far as Black-owned businesses. And with that, let's go ahead and sign off. So be sure that you like and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Please be sure that you like and follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast page. You can once again follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod and follow us on Twitter at Chaotic_Culture. Please be sure that you subscribe to our Patreon account. Go to patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod and subscribe at any of the 4 levels. You can follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow NASA at _CallMeNasa on all social media, and you can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. With that, this has been Season 3, Episode 4 of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. We thank you for tuning in as we fielded the questions from the audience. We definitely appreciate you guys' questions here. We will do another question podcast hopefully before the end of this season. Also, the next time that you will hear from all of us as a whole, we are doing the Usher discography for the Music Roundtable. It's only 9 projects. Those are pretty easy to get through, unlike Nas, which had 16. And I've already listened to all 9. I have my opinions. We're going to see what we got coming up. All right, so please be sure that you stay tuned. Thank you once again. Be blessed. Be safe. God is love. Deuces.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just fight over here, we got the power. We just showing love over here. Cause everybody needs some, yeah. And we don't need a reason. Everybody